I am the tomb hunter. My aim is to trace the remnants of lost civilizations and uncover historical artifacts that have remained hidden for centuries. Today, thanks to the data we have and underground imaging technology, we are on the trail of an important tomb. We believe this was a place where an important warrior or leader was buried in the past, and now we are moving to find this lost tomb. This gradiometer in my hand is a sensitive device that can detect even the slightest changes in the magnetic field of the soil. Metal objects buried in the past, even voids, create magnetic anomalies in the soil. We are after these anomalies. The graphs and numbers appearing on the screen are like a map of underground secrets. The gradiometer device is like a compass. We begin the field scan. As I slowly scan, I follow the numerical data on the screen. When I detect any underground metal presence, the needle of the gradiometer starts to deviate, and I see sudden spikes on the screen. This is a strong signal indicating the presence of a metal object. Pay attention here. The gradiometer shows a sudden and high deviation. There is a substance in this area causing a high magnetic field. This is highly likely to be a lost tomb. As the values read by the gradiometer increase, my excitement also grows. It's as if the secret beneath the ground is slowly revealing itself. These signals are guiding me toward that lost tomb. Each signal brings me a little closer to that tomb. These measurements and signals show us exactly where the structure we are looking for is located. Now it's time to determine the precise point for excavation. It must be here, exactly where the legends whispered. We are starting excavation at the point indicated by the gradiometer. With each shovel stroke, we embark on a journey thousands of years into the past. Here, we are searching not just for a tomb, but also for traces of a civilization. However, in this delicate journey, we must tread carefully with each step. We carefully examine the soil layers. Each layer may belong to a different period and thus contain different findings. The colors, structures, and materials of the layers provide us with important information about the past. The meticulous excavation work that has been ongoing for days is finally bearing fruit. At the point whispered to us by the gradiometer, a secret is rising from the depths of the earth. The first touch is a hard and cold surface, a stone. But this is not an ordinary stone. It's as if it's a witness that has fallen into a sleep for thousands of years. As the excavation continues, the soil over the stone is gradually clearing, and at that moment, I can't believe my eyes. Not only part of the stone, but the upper parts of other stones lined up side by side are also beginning to emerge. Natural flat stones rise upright from the heart of the earth as if they have been carefully placed by a hand. These stones are not piles randomly assembled by chance. When I look closely, I notice that the stones form a circle, a round area, as if the scene of a mysterious ritual. Is this stone circle the remains of a grave, or is it part of a much older, much more mysterious structure? My heart beats with the excitement of a treasure hunter. These stones tell me a story. Whispers of the past rise from the depths of the earth. This circular area might once have been a ritual site, perhaps the final resting place of a lost warrior. Each stone is like a letter from thousands of years ago, and I am determined to read this letter, to uncover these secrets. This stone circle will take me on a journey into the depths of the unknown, to the most mysterious pages of history. This is not just a grave, but also a gateway to a civilization. With the emergence of the stone circle, I am now almost certain that this is a grave. However, from this stage on, we need to proceed with much more caution. We must minimize the risk of damaging valuable artifacts during the excavation. At this point, I activate the pointer feature of the radiometer. The pointer is a sensitive detector capable of detecting even metal objects on the nearest surface of the soil. I move the pointer of the radiometer among and near the stones, and as I expected, the device is giving high metal signals at many points. The high numbers appearing on the screen and the red warning lights clearly indicate that there are metal artifacts here. Now is the time for patience and meticulousness. I have to continue the excavation with a brush and a small shovel. I carefully examine each layer. By frequently using the pointer, I detect the location of metal objects in the excavation area. At this stage, it is very important to work slowly and carefully instead of rushing, because here, there may not just be a grave, but also the treasure of a civilization. Each piece of land may hold a secret thousands of years old, and we are here to uncover these secrets. With the gentle touches of my brush, another secret emerges from the depths of the earth. Here is that moment. The skeleton skull, a face hidden for years, a silent witness of the past. My excitement is at its peak. My heart is pounding as if it will leap out of my chest. Next to the skull, the metal artifacts indicated by the radiometer are also starting to appear. However, this is just the beginning. As the excavation progresses, a second skull appears. Two skeletons side by side, as if they have fallen into eternal sleep. This is not an ordinary burial. Here lies a much deeper story. Perhaps they are a pair tightly bonded, a husband and wife not separated even in death. Or maybe this grave is the final resting place of a nobleman and his sacrificed wife. In the ancient world, especially in the tombs of nobles and the wealthy, horrific rituals where spouses or servants were sacrificed would take place. With the belief that the dead should continue to be served in the afterlife, horses, sometimes servants, sometimes soldiers or spouses, were sacrificed and buried with the deceased noble. A chilling tradition. As the excavation progresses, pottery and other valuable items also begin to emerge. The skeleton on the left is understood to belong to a woman and has a dazzling necklace with Roman-era motifs around her neck. Perhaps this necklace was a final gift given to her before she was sacrificed. Now, I'm carefully looking into the eye sockets of the skulls, and there it is, that symbolic detail. Gold coins. There are coins in the eye sockets of both skulls. This is part of the Kron tradition. According to ancient Greek belief, Kron was the ferryman who transported the souls of the dead across the river Styx to the other world. And for this passage, he would take coins placed in the eyes or mouths of the dead. These coins were a kind of passage fee paid to Kron. Yes, dear viewers, as a result of our meticulous work that has been ongoing for days, we are finally uncovering the secrets of this tomb. In front of us lie two skeletons, resting side by side in peace. And this burial is a type known in the archaeology world as a stone sarcophagus grave. So, what is this stone sarcophagus? Why is it so common? Let's take a closer look at the structure and features of the tomb to find the answers to these questions. Stone sarcophagi are like time capsules made of stones. They are generally constructed using flat and smooth stone slabs found locally. These stones are carefully selected and placed to cover the walls and top of the tomb. Each stone holds a meaning, as if crafted by an artisan. Typically rectangular or box-shaped, the sizes of these tombs can vary depending on the height of the deceased and the amount of items to be placed in the tomb. But in general, these tombs are constructed in small sizes. Perhaps this is a detail thought to make the deceased person's transition to the other world easier. The construction technique is quite interesting. Stone slabs are typically assembled using the drywall technique, meaning without mortar. Sometimes, soil or small stones are wedged between the stones to create a more solid structure, as if each stone is a part of a whole, like pieces of a puzzle. Sometimes piles of soil or stones are made around the grave for support. A sort of protective shield is formed. Stone sarcophagus tombs were used over a wide time range from prehistoric times to the Roman period and across different geographies. We often encounter them, especially in the Bronze Age and Iron Age. It is also possible to frequently find these tombs in Anatolia. This shows that the people living in these lands placed great importance on their dead. The inside of the tomb is arranged to create a flat surface for laying the deceased. The deceased is usually laid in a hawker, fetal, or supine position. Perhaps this is a symbol of rebirth, or maybe just for a comfortable sleep. Various items such as the deceased person's personal belongings, jewelry, weapons, or food containers can be placed inside the grave. It's as if everything is carefully arranged for a journey. Here, dear viewers, is the mysterious world of cyst graves. This grave tells us the story not only of two people, but also of an era and a culture. The whispers of the stones reveal the secrets of the past, and we are here to uncover these secrets. Now, the items in the grave will give us clues about these people's lives and beliefs. First, let's carefully look at this elegant goblet. In ancient times, goblets found in graves held a variety of meanings. This goblet might symbolize the deceased person's belief in the afterlife and in feasts. In ancient cultures, the afterlife was seen as a journey, and goblets were placed with the person to be used on this journey. They were also used to make offerings to the gods or to show the deceased person's status and wealth. The material of the goblet and the decorations on it indicate the social status and wealth of the deceased. The craftsmanship and details of this goblet make us think that the owners of this tomb were important people. The size and craftsmanship of the goblet reflect their wealth and social status. Now, let's take a closer look at this stunning necklace belonging to the woman's skeleton. This necklace, bearing Roman period motifs, might have been given to her before being sacrificed. In the ancient world, jewelry was not just an ornament, but also a symbol of status and protection. And this bracelet is probably made of copper or bronze. People believed that they would use jewelry not only in this world, but also in the afterlife. Therefore, valuable items were placed in graves. This fibula or brooch found on the male skeleton is also remarkable. Fibulae or brooches. In ancient times, they were small decorative items, usually made of metal, used to fasten clothing. They were used for both functional and decorative purposes. This fibula likely indicated the deceased person's status or profession. Finally, let's examine these three pots. Pots were widely used in ancient times for both daily use and ritual purposes. Pots found in graves were placed to store food and drinks that the deceased would need in the other world. These pots also provide clues about the deceased person's lifestyle and habits. This discovery opens the doors to the past for us. Each artifact tells a story, and we try to understand these people's lives and beliefs by piecing these stories together. What do you think about this discovery? Which artifact do you find most interesting? Share your comments and thoughts with us.